Hello. I want to talk to you all about quite a few things. So this might turn out to be a little long. I apologize if it gets a little boring or I start to ramble at some point. If it does, I'll try to do some stripping or something to liven the conversation a bit. Alright, so here's what I want to talk to you about today. A few things. First of all, I lost my voice. It's gone. I think I had a cold. Actually, I was sent home early today because I taught this morning, but when I got to my afternoon class, she said just go home, and she's a nice person. So I thought, okay, I'll go home. Anyway, so here's what I want to talk to you about today. First off, is about losing your voice while teaching English. I can't speak for people that teach adults because I've only taught adults on a private basis, maybe one or two lessons per week. Yeah, about 1, 2, 3 lessons per week. About a year ago when I was still teaching private lessons. But as for children, when you teach children, or if you're thinking about coming here and teaching children, when you teach, you have to use a very big voice, and you have to be. It uses a lot of energy. I know that when I was teaching adults, after that 1 hour, I could tell about when 1 hour was up because I was so mentally tired. Because with adults, you always have to keep thinking, and they want to know why this and why that. Children are great in that you don't have to think so much. I mean, when you're teaching children, all you got to be thinking about is what game or what song you're doing next before you finish the current one. But with adults, you know, they keep talking, they want to know why this, and what's the rule for this. And so you have to think a lot with adults, and you have to try to keep them talking a lot. So you're very mentally tired after teaching adults. With children, you're very physically tired. They really sap the energy from you. Especially if you have, say, 7 or 8 lessons in one day. I've had as many as 9 in one day before when I first started teaching. And it takes it out of you. When you start teaching at 10:15 or 10:30 and you don't finish until 8 o'clock, that's a long day. You only get 1 hour for lunch. You know, that's a very long day. And then, of course, at that time, it was 2 hours away. So I had to travel for 2 hours, teach 9 lessons straight, and then make the 2-hour trip home. So, yeah, it's not an easy job. But now things are a little bit better than they were, and certainly my experience helps me a lot now. But so when you're teaching children, you have to use a big voice. And I've talked to many people that have lost their voice. Many, not only foreign teachers, but if you happen to teach in like a team or relay teaching system like I do, then you know, many of my what they're called JTs, Japanese teachers, they don't teach Japanese, but they speak Japanese, and they are Japanese, but they also happen to speak English, and that's how we teach together. And so many of them have also told me about how they've lost their voice for 2 weeks or a month because they're constantly yelling at the kids, not necessarily in a bad way, but just because always, every day, especially if you're a full-time teacher, every day for at least 3 or 4 hours, well, at least 3 hours, you're yelling at you're pushing your voice, you're trying to exceed your limits. And yeah, I have a very big voice. I can really push it hard, but sometimes, like yesterday, I guess I pushed it too much, and I have a bit of a cold at the start of yesterday, so it's probably the cold plus all of what I did yesterday, which I'll talk to you about in a second. But yeah, there's one thing to think about. If you want to teach children, it's great fun. It's not a mentally hard job, but it will take its toll physically on you. Of course, if you want to lose weight, teaching children is the way to go. Yeah, because you will sweat a lot. But alright, so that's about teaching children.